Hi, I'm going to do a little video around Casterglass, just some short videos of the obstacles that disabled wheelchair users come across on a daily basis with the disrepair of the pavements and the lack of appropriate drop curbs. So this is coming along by the swimming pool, and across here is the library. So in the wheelchair, you'll see from my video that it's all extremely bumpy, and it's I know that not everybody in wheelchairs suffer pain, but I am in quite a bit of pain, and it does sort of send shocks through me. But the pavements are in so much of disrepair. Crossing there to go on up the street is absolutely fine, but if you come round onto King Street, then the pavements in themselves are not bad coming down here, but then it's having to choose specific places to cross for the drop curbs. But then often you do find that people park over the drop curbs. That one, yes, I could get past, but then I couldn't get up to the other side because there's no drop curb at the opposite side. So I'll record a wee bit more a bit later on. So just at the crossroads at the post office, there is a drop curb here to the drop curb there, but it's actually really quite a busy area with a lot of cars turning, so that can be quite daunting trying to get across there. Just on the top half of King Street now, outside this bit of the library, and there is a dropped curb. I'm going to drop my phone. Dropped curb here, as you can see, and it's good that there are double yellows, but if you see to the other side, there's a car parked right over it. So, but because there's no double yellows there's nothing to say that they can't park there. So I wouldn't be able to cross here, and I would need to go and look for an alternative crossing. So going up sort of to the top of King Street, we come across some more problems as well. So we're just coming up to the Market Hill here now, which is where the disabled public toilet is in the town, and it's really difficult to get to because over these cobbles, and the road surface here are shocking. Now I'm just going to carry on over here. I'm not going to go up to the toilets, but as you can see, this is extremely bumpy and very, very uncomfortable. And then you do get to a nicer bit of the pavement, which is much, much better. So up at the top of King Street here, just approaching the roundabout, and we've got a really, really bad state of repair at the pavement here. So I need to go round there because that, again, is extremely uncomfortable. And then I've got the option to cross over here, but then if I wanted to go down Cotton Street, I would need to use the road because there's steps, but that's where the drop curbs are. So it's just very, very busy. Sometimes you do have tourists or other people turning right there, even although it's a no right turn. So the cars do come off the roundabout particularly quickly, and you can't really see round the corner to what's going to be coming up onto King Street. So this part here is sort of like at the back of Newmarket Street, and next to the fire station. So this part of the pavement is lower here, but when I go to cross here, if a car's coming down from the right, I'm obstructing their view, so I need to inevitably move back out the way to allow them to have a clearer view of the crossroads there. So that's tricky again, and this is just a kind of makeshift drop kerb, which is a little bit steep. So this is a stretch of Oakwell Road, so I'm sort of heading up to Tesco's, and as you can see, this is Wallet's Mark, and there's lorries coming in and out of here. Now there's not really a drop kerb at this side, although I can bump off it, but I just need to make sure that my wheels are flat. There is sort of the kerb is low here, although not specifically made to be a drop kerb, it's just the way that it is. But again, coming along here, the pavement is really quite uneven and bumpy. So yeah, that's me coming along from where I live to head to Tesco's. It is pretty difficult. I've just gone over a bump there, so my leg's actually falling off my foot plate a little, so I just need to lift that back up. So just crossing the road at the top of Tesco's here, so you've got the roundabout down the way, and you've got the doctor's surgery up the way. There is an issue there, as there's been a bit of flooding last night, so I can't actually go along that way. So I've got to cross here. I'm just going to press the button to get the traffic to stop. Don't know if the buttons are actually working because the light's not come on there. Oh yeah, here we go. So I can cross over safely now. So I can't actually go to the right here, as there are no dropped kerbs there, despite me wanting to go along Arnesby Road. I've got to come down onto Demure Road, all the way down here, to the dropped kerb that's been put in place. So I can now get across here onto that opposite side. So there we are. I'm up onto there. And got to come all the way back up here now to then go along Arnesby Road. So we're just moving along Arnesby Road here, whereas there's a dropped kerb at the opposite side, but not one at this side, so I wouldn't be able to cross here. So continuing along, so we've got the entrance of Tesco's just across the road there, but the dropped kerb that's put in place is parked with somebody parked over it. So I have no option. I would have to go all the way back to go down to Tesco's that way, or the bus stop, to then cross over at the crossing. Even if that is available to cross over, with the traffic coming both along Arnesby Road and out of Tesco's, it's quite daunting to cross there, because you can't go any faster than your wheelchair will take you. You can't sort of hurry, and quite often a lot of cars come along Arnesby Road at quite some speed, and there is this bad corner here that you can't actually see around. So currently just coming off the roundabout area down, heading towards sort of King Street, and down to the right is Cotton Street. Now there are dropped curbs here at this side, which are fine, but if I wanted to go down Cotton Street at the bottom of this pavement, there's no dropped curb, so if I wanted to go down the other side I couldn't because there's steps, so that leaves me in no option but to take an alternative route to go down King Street, unless when I'm over this side go down on the road, but even for pedestrians the state of repair of those steps are really quite unsafe. And just highlighting again that here we have another dropped curb that's been can't be used because somebody's parked over it. So this is coming up Queen Street at the across from the Market Hill from King Street, obviously where a lot of buses come in. Now there's no dropped curb all the way along until you get to this part here. It's not a proper drop curb. I can bump down it, but I do struggle to get back up it because it's quite high. But even that it is a drop curb, there's not a drop curb at the other side, so can't do that one. Just right opposite the play park is another drop curb, which is great. So go to cross at this one. Again, it's still quite high and I can go off it, but I couldn't get up it. But I don't use it anyway because there's no dropped curb at the other side. Let's find some alternative route. So I'm just going to pass the park here and see where I can get across further along here. So just approaching where the roundabout is. Tesco's on the far right there, and sorry, a bit bumpy there. So yep, got a dropped curb here, but it takes me right onto a junction at the other side. So really can't see round to my right there, and quite busy coming off there, but I am going to risk it, because I would need to go all the way round the roundabout to get over to this other side. No, in fact I'm going to have to because I can't see the traffic and it is too busy. So I need to go back up to this one, which I have covered in another little clip that I've done. Extremely busy part of the roundabout here. Cars coming up from Queen Street, and then so if I'm wanting to head up across this way, it is difficult to see round. Obviously I only need to look right there. Oh yeah, and there's a car just whizzed round that I sort of crossed in front of. So again, really bumpy to get up here, and then a really bad bit of the pavement here. Now my phone really jumps about there, but yeah, you've got a drop curb here, which is great. Drop curb at the other side, but that's into a filling station, and you've got cars coming in and out of there fairly regularly. Fairly quiet just now, so I am able to cross. Though that car was actually indicating the wrong way. But yeah, that's me over. But on a busy time, especially sort of like schools coming out, 5 o'clock times are a lot busier and more hazardous for crossing.